So to start off with, on your slip of paper, I want everyone to take 1 minute exactly and write down everything you can about the Flint water crisis. If you don't know anything about it, you can put you don't know anything about it. Just write that down. If you know a lot about it, write as much as you can in 1 minute. Thank you, Ariana. Thirty more seconds. Ten seconds. And all right, Katie, tell me something you know about the Flint water crisis.
It's in Michigan.
Glenda, what's something you know about the Flint water crisis?
I don't know. I know it's water.
Okay.
Oh, is it that thing with the lead in the water?
Ah, it's that thing with the lead in the water. There we go. There we go. So we know that it's something that happened, lead in the water in Michigan. Aniela, you know anything about the crisis?
No.
Nothing. All right. Awesome. So
Been
we're
over a
gonna,
year.
it's been going on for over a year. Katie, tell us a little bit about what you know.
There was no like big media coverage about it, and the senators or people's not government's not doing anything about it.
So this is an example. We're going to take a minute to look at this crisis because it's a situation where science and policy mixes. We're going to see how a disaster for infrastructure affected a lot of people and how the government essentially let it happen, like Katie said.
And they didn't tell anyone about it for a long time, right?
And they didn't tell anybody about it for a really long time. What's up, Makai?
They did, however, inform the workers that they should buy bulk water instead because he knew that something was wrong, but he didn't actually send people to go check up in it and try and fix it for the rest of the population.
Makai, do you want to come join us? You're welcome to, if you would like. Yeah. Grab a laptop and share a document with you real quick. All right. So, the purpose of this lesson, in addition to looking at Flint, is to focus on different types of reading that you'll be doing. There are a lot of different kinds of documents that you'll need to be able to interpret in order to be proficient readers. And one that we're going to look at today is called an infographic. Do you guys know what an infographic is?
A graph of information.
Yeah, Glenda, just breaking it right down. Exactly. It's a graphic that gives out information. So on this document that I just shared with you is an infographic that was put out recently by a Michigan law firm that gives us a timeline of what exactly unrolled in Flint. So let's take a look at the passage that gives an introduction up top. Makai, I'm sharing this with you right now. And Justice, could you start us off with the explanation of the infographic?
Basically the first paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Flint water crisis timeline infographic. The Flint, Michigan water crisis has gained international attention over the last several months. The saga has been extensively covered by television reporters, journalists, and investigators. Details of the Sentinel events have been discovered from the beginning of the water problem until now. The saga continues and there is no finish line in sight. Keep reading.
Yeah, go for it.
The Flint water crisis is a result of failed policy, bad choices, and indifference by politicians and other state officials. The result has been catastrophic to the community. Health officials have documented increased blood lead levels in children and increase in numbers of reported Legionnaire's disease cases and other serious health problems attributed to the toxins in the water.
All right, Glenda, would you pick it up for us?
In addition to the health problems, property owners and business have suffered economic losses. These include a diminutions in property volumes and lost profits. The costs associated with these damages are significant, and there are no apparent short-term solutions. Keep reading.
Yeah, keep going.
To better understand the events of these crises, our award-winning Michigan law firm created the Flint Water Crisis Timeline infographic. The timeline duplicates the major events in chronological order, beginning from the change in the water supply until Governor Snyder appearance before a congressional command. The graphic will be updated as events continue.
All right, we can skip that last part. So, one of the first things that Katie pointed out about this crisis is that it's been going on for over a year. And this is the kind of thing that it's really important to see a timeline of, to look at the actual chronology of, to see how things sort of escalated. Because it turns out it started out for more than a year. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these cards to create a timeline of the 6 most vital events for this crisis. So if we take a look at the infographic, what would you say would be the first important thing to notice if we're just trying to boil this down, because there are a whole bunch of events on here, to the 6 major ones?
Where it started?
Where it started, exactly.
So 2013.
Back in 2013. So we're going to use the green cards real quick for 2013 and put that very first event, that Flint joins a new water authority to save money that will get water from Lake Huron rather than its existing water source in Detroit. The project will take 3 years. So what exactly happened there, Makai? Can you sort of explain what they mean there?
They tried to switch water sources, and in doing so, they I'm not actually sure. I think that they tried to get natural water, and to fully do it, it would take a longer time than they were expecting fully.
Exactly. Nice. And why did they do it, Glenda?
Because the water was dirty.
Nah, this is before then. Why did they switch water authorities?
Because it was toxic.
Back in 2013, they switched water authorities in order to save money.
Mhm.
So we know right from the start that this is a cost-cutting measure that the leaders of Flint took. So let's take a look at 2014. We're going to put events from 2014 on yellow paper. Justice, can you read the events in 2014 for me?
Okay. April 25th, the city begins using water from the Flint River until the pipeline from Lake Huron can be completed. In May, Flint residents complain about the new water. On August 15th, a bill advisory is issued in parts of the city after water tests positive for E. coli bacteria.
So what
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So what exactly happened there?
So basically, they changed the water supply by being cheap, you could say, or saving money. And then after like a few months, people started complaining about the water, and then they tested it, and it was positive for E. coli.
Mm-hmm. So what was the response from the city at that point?
The Flint General Motors plant refuses to use the river water because it's because it is rusting car parts. The city arranges for automakers to tap into a different water line, but not for residents.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. So tell me about what's going on there, Katie. Remind me not to move the motion.
What you mean? So basically, the business, the people with money were able to get clean water for their business, the cars, and the residents couldn't. They didn't do anything to help the residents.
Yeah, so meanwhile, the rest of the city's been told, boil your water. There's really dangerous bacteria in it, but we're not gonna change it. It's just too much. It costs too much. So what would you guys, based on the year 2014, what do you think the most important event to focus on if we're gonna boil this down to a big timeline?
They help business people.
Okay, so
Ignore the needs of the residents.
Wait, could you repeat the question?
So Katie, so I'm asking from the 4 events that you talked about in 2014, we're gonna boil it down to just one event, one major event that we're gonna add to our big
I
timeline.
think October 13th.
October 13th?
Yep.
Why, Glenda?
Because it changed the effect of the water change and how it's affecting not only people but the cars.
Yeah, so if something's like rusting, if the water's rusting the cars, what is it doing to the inside of your stomach?
It's killing
Your
you.
body? And like Katie pointed out, people with money get excused from it,
They said people buy fresh water.
but the people don't.
I mean, isn't cars like the main economical source for Michigan?
Exactly. Exactly. That's a really important part to point out here, that cars are what Michigan relies on for most of their economy. So what I want you guys to do, and you can do this as a group, and I'm going to let you go for it, is I want you to choose the next 4 most important events to understanding this timeline. So we got 2013 is already taken care of in green, 2014 on yellow, 2015 on pink, and 2016 on purple. So you guys read through the infographic and choose which you think are the most important ones.
Out of all, 3,
You said
out of
2015,
all
right?
4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can start with, if there's something else in 2014 that you want to go back to, you can go back to that, but the 4 most important ones for the rest of the timeline.
Oh, so.
My name is Sam. I'm not doing today.
Taekwon, we're about out of time, but I will share it with you.
So what?
I will
We
share
out
it
of
with
time.
you. Almost.
I'm eating cold soup.
Makai, have you seen any events that stick right out to you?
In 2014, I would say the Boyle advisory that was issued.
So do you think that should go as one of the 4 major events, the 4 remaining major events you want to put down?
Yes.
What do the rest of you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So why don't you write that down on a yellow card?
I think the fact that Flint told the residents that the water
Which day?
was safe to drink.
When is that?
February 18th of 2014.
Which one
2015.
was that?
Do you guys agree with Katie?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree with Kate.
Why, Taekwon?
Because it just makes sense, in life.
We need a little bit better answer than that. Why does it make sense?
Because can you repeat yourself, Kate?
Actually, no, I can't.
Why can't you?
paying attention. Right, Ms. Marston?
Glenda, why do you agree with Katie?
Where did you
Because
go?
About February 18th, 2015.
that will secure people. If they telling the water that it's safe, people previously in 2014 they were like, we have to boil water, so that means that's dangerous for us. But February 18 is saying they told the public that the water is safe to drink.
So that's when, all right. So that's
They
when
feel positive.
yeah. So that's when we start to see some government deceit.
Yes.
So why don't, Glenda? Why don't you write that date?
February 18th?
Yeah, down on the
Only
pink
the
card.
date?
Just give a little summary of what happened there.
Okay.
Justice, what do you think
Oh, that's what
the
we-
next important event to include is?
I was looking at October 16th
What
when
year?
they switched back to Detroit water, but then it led to exposure in children causing irreversible health effects. So that's kind of big. Like you switched back to Detroit water and it kind of messed up people, I guess.
Ooh, what date is that?
October
October
16th
16th.
in 2015.
Okay. Oh yeah. I
You
see
said
that.
October 16th?
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with Justice or no? You think there's
Yeah.
a better one? All right, Justice.
Oh
why-
wait, that's the last one?
we need one more.
Oh, okay.
Justice, why don't you write that on a pink one? Taekwon, take a look at 2016. Take a look at those dates. Which one do you think would be one of the most important dates to really understanding the timeline of events here?
Oh, it gotta be in general from 2000. I don't have stuff.
You don't think November 16th would be important? Say November 16th? 2016?
That's
That didn't,
that looks still like in 2015.
Mine's didn't.
Can you see? Go to View and unclick Print Layout. It's the top one. It all
Say
has
go to view.
yeah,
Print layout.
yeah. Click that.
Alright, let's
See it?
March 17th.
Why?
Cause it's like. Actually, March 15th because they talking about the crisis and how to fix it. So
Okay.
that's like
So that's when it gets.
I think January 16th.
the government stepping in basically.
The government has to come up.
But you know,
At this point, they're
the government, you know,
So what do you guys? So what do you guys think for the purple card? In general, do you guys think January 16th or March 15th would be the most important date?
January 16th is when President Obama signs the emergency declaration and orders federal aid for Flint.
What do you think, Justice? Yes or no? Kai, what do you think? Why do you see both of them?
I see both of them as they both show that people are looking. At this point in time, people are going to have started noticing and have started wanting to act on it. I am leaning toward March 17th because the governor of Michigan has finally started to ask for help from the people who can actually help.
Okay, so that's when we're finally starting to see some accountability happening. That's when it's all sort of coming to a head. Okay, so we're about out of time. Just to wrap this up, which date do you guys think? We say March 16th. Obama declares a state of emergency. March 15th. The government holds a hearing regarding the crisis, or 17th, when Rick Snyder is testifying before the committee about the crisis.
I think the one on Obama
what is
should
it?
be,
Obama.
yeah.
The one on Obama?
Because the president is
Because it's not showing up on there, so, yeah, I agree with Obama.
All right. So let's,
I got a question. How do you feel about the crisis?
how do I feel about it? I think, you go ahead and cut it off, Andy.